Shalom, family. So here's part 2 to the 2 dreams that the Most High YAH gave me on Friday the 19th. And I forgot to mention this in the first part of, first in part 1. But when I looked up Ruth and it meant friendship, what Yah had brought to me was, in John 15:15, 14 and 15, it says, "You are my friends if you do whatever I command you. No longer do I call you servants, for a servant does not know what his master is doing. But I have called you friends, for all which I heard my Father I have made known to you." So, remember in Amos, he says he doesn't matter without first revealing this as prophets. But, here Yahusha is telling us he calls us friends because we are following his command. So that's why it was so important, because he's letting us know, what he's doing. He's coming to get us. He's coming to gather his children. It's about to be some bloodshed. He's doing destruction. It's about to go down about his chosen ones, about his friends, about his bride, about, us. So, yeah, I wanted to make sure I add that. And now let me go ahead and get into it. All right. All right, so then I went to 3 and 12. "And now it is true that I am your Redeemer. However, there is a Redeemer nearer than I." So it is true, I am your Redeemer. So he was confirming, I am your Redeemer. Don't doubt that. Do not doubt me. So I was like, okay, yeah, I ain't doubting it now. But, I'm pretty sure this is encouragement for someone else, because a lot of times we have these dreams and things like that, and it's not for us. Not always just for us. It's for us to share because someone else needs it. So prayerfully, this is encouraging somebody else. So for 4 and 9, the only thing he had me to do in 4 and 9 was to look up the meaning of Boaz, which means quickness in Hebrew, and Eli Melech, it means Yah is king. So from that, I just felt quickness. He's coming, like he's coming suddenly. He's coming with a quickness. All this that's going to take place is going to be suddenly. It's going to be quick. And then he is king. He is the king of kings. He is the Most High, right? All right. So then 4:12 said, "And let your house be like the house of Peretz, whom Tamar bore to Yehuda, Judah, of the seed which Yahuwah gives you from this young woman." So, and I was like, okay, what is the significance of the house of Peretz? Because I remember, I read Ruth before. I had notes on it. I couldn't find my notes. But I was like, so what exactly was the significance? So when I went, of course, we know Yahusha, he came from the line of David, which David comes from the line of Peretz, and Judah, tribe of Judah. So Peretz means to burst, to break through, to burst out, to break free. And so I said, okay. So as I was reading it, he was giving me multiple things in my spirit. So the first thing that he gave me is we are breaking out free from the land of our captivity, free from the pharaohs, free from the bondage, free from the bondage of sin, free from Hasatan's influence, from his tricks, schemes, and plans. Because we're about to be free, y'all. We're breaking out of that. And then the second thing he gave me was he told me to go back and look at the definitions again. And in the concordance, one of a couple more, not just one, but of the words to define or how they broke down and define Peretz was grow, to come, spread abroad, to increase. So then he reminded me of Isaiah 60 and 22. "The little shall become 1,000, and the small one a strong nation. I, Yahuwah, shall hasten it in its time." So, okay, be like the house of Peretz. We are breaking free from our bondage, from the lands of Babylon, from the pharaohs, and we're about to grow. The little nation, the remnant of Yashar'al, we are about to become a strong nation. The one that is just going to be so innumerable. It's going to be amazing. Oh my goodness, I just cannot wait. So that was the first dream, or the meaning behind the Ruth 12 and 9. Okay, so the second part of the dream was there was a good bit of us. It was a lot of us, and everyone was gathered at my house, and we were it felt like a final gathering. Like we were just, having our final goodbyes. It felt like final. And I opened my Bible to read, and when I went to read, it's like the verse numbers was on the page, but each verse, line by line, was disappearing. So, like at the end of a chapter, okay, so I'm going to use this for example, how you got the blink. So just imagine that it's like going down. You know what I'm saying? Like the number is there, but there's no verses there. The number's there, but there's no verses. And I was just like, oh my Yah. So when I woke up from the dream, immediately, I felt that's exactly what Amos 8, 11 to 12 is talking about, because we're about to be up out of here. Yashar'al, the Gentiles who are cleaving to Yashar'al, we are up out of here. And we are, for a lot of people, the only word that they get, because a lot of people won't study for their own self. A lot of people, they have never heard the word, so when we bring it, but it's when, let me read it. Amos 8, 11 and 12. See, days are coming, declares the Master Yahuwah, that I shall send a hunger in the land, not a hunger for bread, nor a thirst for water, but for hearing the words of Yahuwah. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north to east. They shall diligently search, seeking the word of Yah, but they shall not find it. Okay, and then he also reminded me of, I went over 2nd Esdras 5 a while back in Bible study, and so I'm gonna read those. I'm gonna read 2nd Esdras. It's in the Apocrypha. I don't know why I can't talk today. It's in the Apocrypha, but it's chapter 5 of 2nd Esdras. I'm gonna read verses 9 through 12. And salt water shall be found with the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then knowledge shall hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into a secret room, and shall be sought by many, and yet not be found. Then unrighteousness and lack of self-control shall be multiplied on earth. One land shall also ask another and say, has righteousness that makes a man righteous passed through you? And they shall say, no. At the same time, men shall have expectancy or hope, but do not obtain. They shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper. And again, it's letting us know here, knowledge is going to hide itself. We're going to be hidden. We're going to be in the wilderness, being nourished, healed, and hidden, concealed, covered, under his wing, while the rest of the tribulation period is going on for the rest of the nations and the sinners. And knowledge is going to hide itself. It's not going to be out here. It's going to be in a secret room. Many are going to be looking, like it says, sought by many, and it's just not going to be found. And it's just another warning for those of you who have not taken heed. We do not have much time at all. We really don't. We are on a countdown, like seriously. So if you've been playing the fence, if you lukewarm, you need to pick a side. You need to repent. I suggest you pick the side of Yah, repent and get in with him. If you've been hearing this truth, but you haven't acted on it, you haven't done your research, you haven't prayed about it, you haven't, sought the Most High YAH about it, I suggest you do so, because again, we don't have the time that people think we have. We are coming up on this time very, very soon. Very soon. All right. So those are just, I just really feel like those dreams that he gave were warnings, letting us know that we're right here, even more on the door of our exodus. So y'all just please prepare yourself, prepare your hearts, because you don't want to be left behind. You don't want to have to deal with what you're going to have to go through with this tribulation period, having to fight against getting a mark, being tormented by these things that's coming out. Read Revelation. I know some people feel like day is not real, but it absolutely is real. Don't denounce, the Most High Yah's word. If you, he said, if you denounce it, not denounce him, but if you are ashamed of him, if you don't claim him, he ain't claiming you. So, be wise in what you're doing. Don't be deceived. Pray about it. All right. So much love, y'all.
I don't feel like dying right now.
My phone about to die. Much love, y'all.